Welcome to Edo to the World. This is Krista, and today we have a new speaker, Bryce. Teacher Bryce, can you briefly introduce yourself?
Sure. I'm Teacher Bryce. I'm from the USA. I've been in Taiwan for about 5 years now. I'm a teacher at Wenchang Junior High, and one of my hobbies happens to be online games.
And that's why we chose the topic, because I also like to play online games.
So our episodes for the upcoming episodes, the content we'll be talking about is actually video games.
And today we'll start with some history and some famous video games.
And after that, we'll move on to talking about some different types of video games.
And we hope you enjoyed the episode today. Let's start with the history of video games. In the beginning, it was only about experiments, right?
Yeah, and experiments. It was kind of like people who worked in tech jobs. They just had all these tools sitting around their office, and they just kind of wanted to have a little bit of fun with them. So they just kind of started to experiment with their tools. And somehow one of the earliest video games, this was back in like my records here, what is it, 1958. It was at some national laboratories, like very, very important high-level laboratory. They took their tools and they made a game of tennis on their oscilloscope.
Tennis.
It was very, very basic, but it was
a start.
It was a start. You had to start somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, and then it moves to the arcade games. I need you to explain a bit about arcade.
Okay, so arcade games. So arcade games started to be a thing in the 1970s and 1980s, starting with there was one particular arcade game called Pong, P-O-N-G, and it was just, again, it was kind of tennis. I guess tennis is a fairly easy game for these kind of early games. It was just two rackets, two players just controlling their paddle, controlling their racket, just to hit the ball back and forth. But arcade, what exactly is an arcade is basically, if you think about today's like PlayStation or Xbox kind of, it's like a very, very big version of one of those, because computers were kind of expensive.
Yeah, it always starts at a really, really big model, and then as it develops, then it shrinks. Yes. So it was 1970s, 1980s, simple games. The computers were huge. Yeah.
But the cool thing, they were so huge. So usually arcades were put in like a communal space.
Yeah.
And everybody had to go to the same place to play these games together. Sometimes you would go there with your friends after school, maybe, and you would.
Oh, they use tokens.
Tokens or coins. Honestly, I trust you on the tokens. This was before my time.
Oh, okay. I think they both. Maybe some places some arcades they use tokens, and some are designed to use coins. Maybe.
Oh, that seems right. My impressions of arcades are solely based on movies. So.
Oh, I see.
But and by my family members, some of them actually grew up playing those. Like my uncle, his age group, like legitimately, they grew up playing on arcades. And you would fight your friends to see who could get the high score for bragging rights. Playing together, that was the coolest part.
Yeah, that's the point.
And that's arcades for you guys. So to sum it up again for arcades, very, very large size, but I guess you could say very, very large group fun, I guess. Alright guys, next we come to console gaming. People started to kind of get tired of having to go outside and go to the arcade. So actually consoles were invented. It's interesting that, okay, I'll give you the washing machine analogy. It's like you have your clothes and you put it in the washer, and then after you take it out, sometimes the clothes are very tiny.
They shrink.
They shrink in the washing machine. So arcade games got put into the washing machine, and then when they came out, they were much, much smaller, and we could play them at home. One such console was, if you guys Google search this, Atari. A-T-A-R-I. And that was probably like the most like...
the very first one? Is it?
According to my notes here, it's not the first one. The first one was the Magnavox Odyssey. Magnavox Odysseey, and that's in 1972. But of course, there's the much more well-known ones like the Nintendo.
Yeah.
Nintendo Entertainment System, NES for short. Did you ever play that one before?
Yes, but only 2 players, right? Then the max players.
Oh yeah, this
right?
was 2-player max. And that one had a couple interesting games like Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, the famous one, yes.
And The Legend of Zelda. I'm sure they were much less advanced than the ones that...
Oh, definitely.
Than you and I.
Those are the old days.
Old days.
Yeah.
Yep. Metroid, I guess, was another one. I've heard about some later Metroid games, but they started way back, 1985, it shows here. After that... this is the one that I was kind of more familiar with, was Sega.
Oh yeah, Sega.
The Sega Genesis, yes. 1988. The graphics and the sound of the game started to get a little bit better. Still a little bit better.
Well, they evolved too, so.
Yep. So they're slowly evolving.
Yeah, and then after the game consoles, the consoles became even smaller.
Put them in the washing machine again.
Come out smaller and smarter and portable.
How small are we talking here, Krista?
Like your hand, right?
I'm looking at my hands. You guys can't see that, but...
Because it has to be portable.
That is quite small.
Is it only for one person to play? Most of the time?
Probably a lot of the time is one player. I do remember it becoming 2-player a little bit later.
Oh, right.
Like, well, I think they started to maybe design some, like, I remember Game Boy. And they had some kind of cable. I think they had, like, it must have...
they connect the 2 Game Boys.
Together, and then you could play, like, Pokemon together. There was another cable that you could buy, and you could do, like, a multiple party battle.
Yeah, but I think that's later on when it gets more complex. So it comes to the computer again.
Yes, simpler, like you said, coming from the consoles down to the handheld game consoles. It has to get more simple because the game, you only have so many buttons on that little small device. So yeah, it does have to get more simple, and later it gets more complex again, like you said, with the computer. So at this time, computer, so the time we're talking about is about early 90s. The graphics of the games were still not very good.
Still simple. The graphics are still simple.
Yeah, you have to kind of use your imagination, I would say.
Well, compared to what we have now, yeah.
Oh yeah, today we can, it's beautiful.
It's so advanced now.
But you still had to really kind of use your imagination. The graphics were pretty bad, but we were starting to have computers, as we know it today, in our homes, and we could start to play some more advanced games, like some RPGs, role-playing games.
But back then there was no internet yet.
No internet.
You just like solo on the computer.
Maybe you could invite a friend to come over, but...
Maybe. No, it's just most of the time you play alone, and then you save the progress and then you exit the game.
Yeah.
And then after that is actually the next generation, when computers were connected by the local area network. Then that's the next one. That was
a time that I really enjoyed personally.
Because by then you can have multiplayers like 3, 4, or many.
Oh yeah, multiplayer, even up to some games could get up to 16 or more. We used to have something that used to be called LAN party.
Yeah, you can do that.
Yes.
With your friends.
Yes. And everyone, at this time, it was like right before the internet became popular, and we would all have to take our Xbox and pack it up, and we would have to bring a TV and
to
carry
someone's home.
All of this stuff to one of your friends' homes. Crystal, like you mentioned, the internet.
Yeah, that was the time.
That was...
I actually started to play online games.
Let's see, what else?
Then we had the very advanced PlayStation, Xbox, where they are also connected to internet.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, there's that. But I don't have PlayStation or Xbox. I think like one online game already consumed
a lot of my time. I cannot really afford to have more games coming. Okay, so I love these stuff. Just like I don't have the time.
Very understandable.
Next, we're gonna talk about the games we play and then introduce some games in Taiwan and outside of Taiwan. So, the games you play, Bryce?
So as the representative of the games popular outside of Taiwan, I've got two of them that are my biggest two. First and foremost, I've been a Fortnite player for 7 years. Ever since it became popular, I was, I guess you could say I'm kind of an OG, if that's how you like to think of it. Also, I play Titanfall 2 to be specific. That's my biggest two, and a couple sports games like maybe FIFA here and there. But how about you?
I only play one because that already takes me a lot of time, and that's one and only. I play World of Warcraft. I'm not sure if there are many players in Taiwan though.
It's a classic game for sure.
Yeah, it's very classic. It's been years, decades. To be honest, decades.
It's incredible that they've kept adding so much new content.
And then some famous online games in Taiwan are like LOL, League of Legends, PUBG. PUBG. What's the full name?
Player Unknown's Battlegrounds.
Battlegrounds, okay. And then CS, the shooting game. Minecraft. And Lineage Aim.
Some of these actually kind of popular in America too. League of Legends, LOL, also fairly popular. PUBG, very popular. CS, also quite popular, I would say. Maybe a little bit more niche. Minecraft, so many kids, so many even adults still will play. Lineage M, I think I heard about Lineage, but I've never played it myself. I don't know.
Yeah, I've heard of it too.
But in the States, some popular games would be Fortnite would be very popular.
One you play, yeah.
Very, very popular in the US and Europe. Valorant is another popular one. It's a kind of a shooter game, FPS game, first-person shooter. Apex Legends is also a pretty popular one. It's what's called a battle royale game, Apex Legends. Fortnite is as well. We'll talk more about what that is later. Another one would be The Legend of Zelda, just to kind of toss that name out there. Remember we were talking about back in the console section.
Yeah.
A very famous character, Zelda. That's about all I can think of off the top of my head for outside of Taiwan popular games.
Also, would like to talk about types of online games. Well, the first one, first-person shooters like CS and Overwatch. These are the shooter games. Number two.
Second, we've got MOBA, which stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena. And these are games like League of Legends or DOTA, DOTA, which stands for Defense of the Ancients. These are those kind of games where you have a team of usually 5.
Yeah, usually 5, yes.
Different characters, and you have a different map.
And then the next one, we have Battle Royale Games, which is like Fortnite.
My beloved Fortnite is a battle royale game. Be the last man standing. Be the last survivor.
The last man standing, yeah.
Yep, that's the goal of battle royale games.
And then number 4, we have real-time strategy, which are like StarCraft and Age of Empires. I think I know StarCraft. And I'm really not good at strategy games.
It's like imagine you're trying to, I don't know, do your math homework and you're trying to juggle in the other hand, and you're trying to eat some birthday cake on your other hand. And
yes, you have to be thinking many things at once, and then at the same time you're typing, your mouse is moving.
Yes, very multitasking to the extreme, real-time strategy games.
Number 5, turn-based strategy.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, because turn-based is easier. You have a little time to think.
Relaxing.
And it's like card game.
It's very chill.
It's more chill. You have time, like 20 seconds, you can think.
That's good that they have two different kinds of strategy games. So no matter what kind of strategy game, there's a strategy game for you.
Yes. And the last one we're introducing is MMO, which you probably have heard before.
Yes.
Which is massively multiplayer online.
Hey, that's your favorite.
Yes, then that's the game I'm playing,
World of
Warcraft, and then also the very famous Lineage. It's our activity time. We're going to introduce 3 words as today's vocabulary. The first one is
portable.
Portable, 可携带的.
And the second one?
Save, 存钱或者是存档. Number 3?
Our third one is shrink.
缩水或缩小. Would you like to make a sentence with shrink?
Shrink, sure. So, a sentence with shrink. I left my clothes in the washing machine for too long, so they have shrunk.
Okay, thank you. And let's continue with question of the day. Question of the day. What type of games are you interested in playing? Also tell us why if you can.
Interesting question. This is kind of like almost like a personality test.
Yes. And we'll list the 6 types of games that we talked about today on the website.
Check it out.
Yes, so you don't miss out your answers.
Alright guys, we're coming to the end of today's episode. We hope you enjoyed talking about today's topic. And remember, you can use the Google form to write down your answers and send us your worksheets. You may win a big prize. For more information, please visit Taoyuan ETRC Facebook or website.
欢迎各位投稿学习单，在各单集的说明栏中会有 Google 表单的投稿连结，投稿一次就是一次抽奖机会，希望大家踊跃参加。
In our next episode, we'll be introducing Fortnite. Hope to see you there. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.